My beloved child, there is a reason you arrived at this exact moment, because something rare is unfolding behind the scenes, and the truth is far more powerful than you imagine. Someone you think about often has spoken your name in a room where nobody expected such honesty, and the silence that followed revealed more than words ever could. Before anyone could change the subject, your soulmate looked at them and said that there is something about you that cannot be copied, cannot be replaced, and cannot be forgotten. That sentence stayed in the air longer than anyone expected, because even the people listening could feel that this was not ordinary. Do not skip, because every second matters now. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. What was said next changed the entire tone of that conversation. At first, nobody believed they were about to hear something so personal. The room was casual, the mood was light, but then your soulmate became serious in a way that made everyone pay attention. Their voice softened, and they said that whenever your name appears in their mind, everything else loses importance for a moment. They admitted that many people enter life loudly, but very few leave a lasting imprint the way you have. And when those words came out, even those who usually laugh at emotional moments had nothing to say. One person asked what made you so unforgettable. There was a pause. A long pause. That pause carried meaning, because some truths are difficult to explain even when they are deeply felt. Then came an answer nobody expected. They said you have a presence that feels calm and powerful at the same time, as if your silence speaks louder than noise. They said even when you are not near, your energy remains. Even after conversations end, something about you continues in the heart. Do not skip now, because the next part is where everything became impossible to ignore. Your soulmate confessed that they tried many times to understand why thoughts about you return during ordinary moments, while walking, while sitting quietly, while listening to music, while looking at nothing in particular. They admitted that your memory arrives unexpectedly, and each time it feels stronger instead of fading. That confession surprised everyone listening, because it did not sound like admiration alone. It sounded deeper, almost like realization. Someone in that room smiled and asked if you had done something extraordinary. Your soulmate answered immediately, that is exactly the point, you do not need to force attention, because something naturally draws hearts toward you. They said many people try hard to impress, but you carry something real, something effortless, something that cannot be taught. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The conversation had only begun, and the next words made everyone look at each other in disbelief. They said there are moments when they remember something simple you once said, and suddenly that small memory becomes the strongest part of the day. A sentence. A reaction. A quiet expression. Something ordinary to others, yet unforgettable to them. That is when one person asked if this feeling had become serious. Again, silence filled the room. And then came a quiet answer, more serious than anyone knows. That answer changed everything. The people listening stopped treating the conversation lightly. One leaned forward and asked if they had told you any of this. Your soulmate looked away for a second, almost as if thinking carefully, then admitted that some feelings are difficult to reveal because once spoken, everything becomes more real. Yet even while saying that, they could not hide how deeply your name had already settled inside them. Do not skip, because something even stronger was said after that. They said the world is full of people who appear impressive for a moment, but very few remain meaningful when the day becomes quiet. And somehow, you are one of the few who become more meaningful in silence. That sentence made everyone stop again. Because nobody expected words that carried that much truth. Then another voice in the room asked whether they believed you understood your own value. The answer came without hesitation, maybe not fully, because if you did, you would know how rare your heart appears from the outside. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Your soulmate then shared that there are times they wonder if you realize how different your kindness feels compared to others. Not loud kindness. Not dramatic kindness. But the kind that stays remembered long after the moment passes. The kind that changes how someone thinks without making an announcement. The kind that leaves quiet impact. And suddenly, someone said something unexpected. If this is true, then why does your face change every time their name is mentioned? The room became completely still. Because everyone noticed it, the expression that appeared instantly, the one impossible to fake. Your soulmate smiled, but it was not an ordinary smile. It was the kind that reveals more than words can protect. A smile carrying memory, hope, hesitation, and something still growing. Do not skip now, because what happened next revealed the deepest part. They admitted that hearing your name creates a feeling they cannot explain properly. Not excitement alone. Not calm alone. Something between both, something powerful enough to interrupt every distraction. They said there are names people hear and forget, but yours arrives differently, as if carrying weight, warmth, and unanswered meaning all at once. One person then asked quietly, "Are you saying this person is truly one of a kind?" And your soulmate answered with complete certainty, "Yes, absolutely one of a kind." That answer did not sound dramatic. It sounded final. Real. Certain. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Then they explained why. They said your strength does not demand attention, your words do not chase approval, and your presence does not compete, yet somehow you remain unforgettable. They said many people can create noise, but very few create peace. And what they feel when thinking of you is a kind of peace they did not expect to value so deeply. The room changed after that. Even those who began as listeners now understood they were hearing something genuine. One person whispered that maybe some connections are recognized before they are fully understood. Your soulmate heard that and did not deny it. Instead, they looked ahead and quietly admitted something even more surprising. Every time they imagine the future clearly, your presence appears somewhere inside it. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because that sentence was not the end. It was the beginning of something even stronger, and what was said after that belongs to the next moment that is still unfolding. But what nobody expected was what happened after that conversation should have ended. The room had already gone quiet, yet your soulmate was still thinking, still holding something back, as if one final truth had been waiting for the right second to appear. Then, without anyone asking another question, they spoke again and said that there is one thing about you that continues to surprise them every single time, they never feel finished understanding you, because every memory reveals something deeper than before. Do not skip, because this is where the atmosphere changed again. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. One person in that room asked what they meant by that, and the answer came slowly, carefully, as if every word mattered. Your soulmate said that some people become predictable once you know them, but you are different. They said every time they think they understand your heart, another detail appears that makes you even more extraordinary. A quiet reaction. A thoughtful pause. A small gesture nobody else notices. They admitted these tiny things stay in their mind longer than they should. Then someone laughed softly and said, "That sounds deeper than simple admiration." Your soulmate did not laugh back. Instead, they looked serious again and admitted that your absence is louder than many people's presence. That sentence stopped everyone immediately, because nobody expected words like that. They explained that when you are not around, something feels unfinished, as if a part of attention keeps searching without permission. Do not skip now, because the next words were impossible to ignore. They said there are moments when they hear other voices, other conversations, other opinions, but suddenly one memory of you enters and everything else becomes distant. Not because they try to compare, but because your energy leaves a different mark. They confess that even ordinary days become unusual when something reminds them of you unexpectedly. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Another person asked if you know how highly you are spoken about when you are not there. Your soulmate answered quietly, "Maybe not, because if they knew, they would understand how often their name returns even when nobody plans to mention it." Then came a revelation nobody expected. They admitted that recently, during a completely unrelated conversation, your name appeared and the entire mood changed again, because even people who barely know the full story became curious. They wanted to know why your name carries that kind of pause, that kind of expression, that kind of unspoken meaning. And your soulmate said something unforgettable, because some people enter your thoughts once, but a rare person changes how your heart measures everyone else. The room became silent for several seconds. Do not skip, because this next moment carried even more weight. Someone then asked whether they believe you understand your own uniqueness. Your soulmate answered that maybe you underestimate yourself. Because truly rare people often do not realize how deeply they affect others. They said your way of speaking, your way of listening, even your quiet moments leave something behind that people continue to think about long after the moment ends. Then another voice asked the most direct question of all: if they are truly one of a kind, what makes them impossible to forget? Your soulmate answered immediately: authenticity. They said in a world where many people perform, you remain real. In a world where many try to impress, you remain natural. And that difference becomes impossible not to notice. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They continued by saying that even when life becomes noisy, one honest memory of you feels stronger than many louder moments. They admitted there are times they replay simple conversations in their mind because something in your words carries unexpected comfort. Not dramatic words. Just simple truth spoken in a way that stays. One person listening finally said what everyone had already started thinking: it sounds like this connection has already become important. Your soulmate looked down for a moment, then gave a quiet answer, more important than I expected. That answer changed everything again. Because after saying that, they revealed something nobody in that room had heard before. They said there have been moments when they wanted to say more, but stopped, wondering if the timing was right, wondering if certain truths should wait until the heart becomes fully certain. Do not skip now. The strongest part is here. They admitted that each time they try to move attention elsewhere, something small brings you back into focus. A song lyric. A familiar phrase. A passing thought. And every time that happens, the same feeling returns, that you are not ordinary in their story. Someone asked if they believe fate plays a role in why your name keeps returning. This time, your soulmate smiled in a way nobody could misunderstand. They said maybe some names arrive carrying meaning before life explains why. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Then they spoke even more softly and admitted that what surprises them most is not only how deeply they think of you, but how naturally it happens, without effort, without planning, without warning. They said your memory arrives like something already familiar, even in unexpected hours. The people around them stopped speaking entirely. Because now it no longer sounded like a passing emotion. It sounded like recognition. And just before the conversation moved on, your soulmate said one final thing that nobody forgot. If they ever fully understand how rare they are, they will also understand why my voice changes every time I speak about them. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because that final sentence was not the end of what was said about you, it opened another truth that had not yet been revealed, and what followed became even more surprising than anyone expected. Then came the moment nobody in that room expected, because after everything already spoken, your soulmate became quieter than before, as if deciding whether one final hidden truth should finally be allowed to surface. The conversation could have ended there, but something in their expression told everyone there was still more. And when they finally spoke again, the entire room leaned in without realizing it. They said that what makes you unforgettable is not only what you do, but what people feel after being around you. They explained that some people leave words behind, but you leave meaning behind. Long after a conversation ends, long after the day changes, something about your presence continues to remain. Do not skip, because this next part changed how everyone understood your name. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. One person asked if they had always felt this strongly, or if something recently made it clearer. Your soulmate answered that at first it was difficult to name the feeling, because not everything powerful arrives with noise. Some things become clear slowly, quietly, almost without permission. They said there was no single dramatic moment, just many small moments that kept gathering until ignoring the truth became impossible. Then they described one of those moments. They said there was a day when everything felt ordinary, nothing special, nothing planned, yet suddenly one simple memory of you returned so strongly that the entire mood of that day changed. A small detail. A sentence you once spoke. A look they remembered. And somehow that single memory stayed longer than anything else happening around them. The people listening immediately understood this was not ordinary. Because memories do not interrupt days unless they carry real weight. Do not skip now, because the next word surprised even those closest to them. Your soulmate admitted that they once tried to explain you logically, but every explanation felt incomplete. They said, how do you explain someone whose quietness speaks, whose kindness stays remembered, whose absence creates questions no one else creates? They admitted that every attempt to describe you becomes smaller than what they actually feel. Then someone in the room asked, so what happens when their name suddenly appears? The answer came instantly. Everything becomes more real for a moment. That answer stayed in the air. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They explained that hearing your name does something unusual. It pulls attention immediately, no matter what conversation is happening. They said even if they are distracted, tired, or focused elsewhere, your name changes the energy instantly. Not because they force it, but because something inside responds before thought even begins. One person smiled and asked if that means your influence is stronger than they admit. Your soulmate smiled too, but this time there was no denial. Instead, they said something even stronger. Some people are admired, but very few become quietly important. The room became still again. Because everyone knew exactly what that sentence meant. Do not skip, because this next confession carried even more meaning. They admitted there are moments when they wonder whether you understand how different you appear from everyone else. Not louder, not more dramatic, simply more genuine. They said that in a world full of temporary impressions, your sincerity feels permanent. And permanence is rare. Then came another unexpected revelation. They said there have been times when others tried to shift the conversation, yet somehow it returned to you again. Not because anyone forced it, but because once your name enters a room, curiosity follows. People want to know why your presence leaves such depth. Your soulmate answered that question in a way nobody forgot. Because they carry something peaceful without trying. That answer changed the room again. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Then someone asked if your soulmate believes you have changed them in some way. For the first time, they took longer to answer. That pause was important. Because when truth is deep, words do not arrive quickly. Finally they admitted that yes, something has changed. They said your way of existing has quietly altered what they notice, what they value, even what they expect from connection itself. Things that once seemed impressive now feel less meaningful, because authenticity has become impossible to ignore after recognizing it in you. No one interrupted after that. Because now every word sounded heavier than before. Do not skip now, because what came next revealed the strongest feeling yet. They said there are rare names that feel familiar even during silence, and yours has become one of them. A name remembered not only in conversation, but in pauses, in stillness, in unexpected moments when the mind has no reason to wander, yet still returns there. One person then asked quietly, "Are you saying they have become unforgettable?" And your soulmate answered without hesitation. They were unforgettable long before I understood why. That answer changed everything. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Then, almost as if speaking only to themselves, they admitted something nobody expected to hear aloud, that every time they imagine speaking openly one day, your name is always the one they imagine saying most carefully, because some names deserve truth spoken with complete honesty. The room stayed silent again. Because everyone understood this had gone beyond simple admiration. And just before the conversation moved forward, your soulmate added one final sentence that no one there forgot. Some people appear once and disappear from memory. But some arrive quietly and remain where even time cannot move them easily. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because after that sentence, another question was asked, one that brought an answer even deeper than everything before, and that answer belongs to what comes next. What happened next was even more unexpected, because the question that followed reached deeper than anyone had gone before. Someone looked directly at your soulmate and asked, if this person is truly so unforgettable, what is the one truth you have never said out loud until now? The room instantly became silent again, because everyone knew this answer would reveal something important. Your soulmate did not answer immediately. They looked away for a moment, almost as if searching through thoughts they had protected for a long time. And when they finally spoke, their voice was softer than before. They said the truth is that some people arrive in life and quietly change the meaning of ordinary days. They explained that before you, many things felt simple, routine, predictable, but after your presence entered their thoughts, even ordinary moments began carrying unexpected depth. Do not skip, because this next revelation changed everything again. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. One person asked what kind of moments had changed. Your soulmate answered that sometimes it happens during complete silence. A quiet evening. A simple walk. A random hour with no reason for memory to become strong, and suddenly your name returns with unusual clarity, as if the heart remembers before the mind does. That answer immediately drew more attention. Because everyone listening understood that this was no longer casual emotion. It had become something that continued even in stillness. Then they admitted something even stronger. They said there are times when they hear others speak, but inside, another thought remains present, wondering what you would say, how you would react, whether you would understand the moment differently than anyone else. That sentence stayed in the room like a secret finally spoken aloud. Do not skip now, because what came next carried even greater weight. Someone then asked whether they ever tried to ignore these feelings. This time the answer came with honesty that surprised everyone. Yes, they said. More than once. They admitted there were moments when they told themselves not to think too deeply, not to assign too much meaning, not to let quiet feelings become important. But every attempt failed for one simple reason: they kept discovering new reasons why you remain different. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They explained that your uniqueness is not built from one single quality. It is the way small things combine. The way you listen, the way your words remain calm, the way your presence never demands attention yet still becomes the center of thought later. Then one person smiled and asked the question nobody had dared to ask directly before. So when did you realize this had become impossible to deny? Your soulmate answered with complete seriousness. The day I noticed that even after many conversations, many distractions, many ordinary days, their name still felt new every time I heard it. That answer made everyone look at each other. Because that kind of feeling is rare. Do not skip, because the strongest confession had still not arrived. Then they shared something nobody in that room expected. They admitted there was a moment recently when someone else praised you casually, not knowing how much weight your name already carried. And hearing another person recognize your value created something unexpected, a quiet certainty that what they felt was not imagination. They said it became clear that others also notice what makes you different, even if they cannot explain it fully. One voice asked, "What do they notice first?" Your soulmate answered immediately. That there is something genuine that cannot be copied. The room fell silent again. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They continued by saying many people create first impressions, but very few create lasting impressions. You belong to the rare group that becomes clearer with time instead of fading. They said every memory connected to you feels stronger later, not weaker. Then came a moment nobody forgot. One person asked whether they believe destiny has a role in why your name keeps returning with such strength. Your soulmate smiled very quietly and answered. Some names arrive too naturally to feel accidental. That sentence changed the atmosphere once more. Because nobody could misunderstand what it meant. Do not skip now, because one final truth followed immediately after. They admitted that there are moments when they imagine speaking openly one day without hesitation, saying everything clearly, without hiding meaning between words. And in that imagined moment, the first truth they always want to say is that you have already become unforgettable in ways they never expected. The room remained completely still. Because now the honesty had reached its deepest point. Then your soulmate added something almost whispered, but powerful enough that everyone heard every word. What surprises me most is not how special they are, it is how naturally my heart accepted it before my mind could explain it. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. And just before the conversation finally moved forward, one final sentence was spoken, so quietly that everyone leaned closer to hear it. Some people are admired for a season. But some people become part of your quietest thoughts without asking for it. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because after that sentence, another reaction happened in the room, one that revealed how deeply others had already understood what your soulmate was trying to say, and that moment leads directly into what comes next. Then something remarkable happened in that room, because after all those words had already been spoken, nobody rushed to change the subject. No one interrupted. It was as if everyone understood they had just witnessed a truth too genuine to pass over quickly. And in that silence, one person finally said what everyone had already been thinking: if this person has become that meaningful, then maybe they have already changed more than you realize. Your soulmate heard that, and instead of denying it, they slowly nodded. That quiet response carried more meaning than any long explanation could have. Do not skip, because what followed became even more powerful. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They admitted that yes, something inside had changed gradually, almost invisibly, until one day it became impossible not to notice. They explained that before, certain things felt important. Noise, attention, quick impressions, but now those things feel smaller compared to something simple and rare, sincerity. And somehow, every thought of you keeps returning to that same feeling. Then someone asked whether your name still appears unexpectedly even when nothing around them suggests it. Your soulmate smiled, but this time it was the kind of smile that revealed complete honesty. They said your name arrives in the quietest moments, often when there is no reason at all. A calm evening. A pause between conversations. A random thought that suddenly becomes clearer than everything else happening at that moment. That answer immediately changed the mood again. Because everyone listening understood that this had become part of daily thought, not just passing emotion. Do not skip now, because the next confession carried unusual depth. They said there are times when they remember not only what you said, but how it felt when you said it. A simple phrase. A small reaction. A natural kindness. And strangely, those details remain sharper than louder memories from many other people. One person then asked the question that opened the deepest part yet. What if they never fully understand how rare they are? Your soulmate answered softly. Then one day life itself will show them, because rare things are always recognized eventually. That sentence stayed with everyone. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Then they explained that your difference is not something dramatic, it is something steady. They said you do not need to force impact, because your presence creates impact naturally. Even silence around you feels meaningful, and that is why your memory continues growing instead of fading. Another person in the room then spoke up and said they had noticed something too. Every time your name came up, your soulmate's voice changed in a way impossible to hide. At first there was a brief silence. Then came a quiet admission. Yes, because some names carry more feeling than expected. That answer felt stronger than anything before. Do not skip, because what came next surprised everyone. Your soulmate admitted there was one particular moment recently when they heard someone describe you positively, and instead of feeling ordinary satisfaction, they felt something much deeper, a quiet certainty that your value is visible even to those who only know part of your story. They said that was the moment they understood something clearly. You are not simply memorable, you are the kind of person people continue discovering even after they think they understand you. The room became still again. Because those words sounded final, certain, undeniable. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Then one person asked if they believe there will come a day when everything hidden becomes spoken clearly. Your soulmate did not answer immediately. That pause returned again, the same pause that had appeared before every deepest truth. Finally they said, some truths become stronger while waiting, not weaker. And that answer left everyone thoughtful. Because it meant the feeling had not disappeared. It had matured quietly. Do not skip now, because the strongest line of all came next. They said there are rare people whose value becomes obvious only after time reveals how deeply they remain in thought. And every day that passes has not reduced what they feel, it has made one thing clearer: your uniqueness was real from the beginning. Then, with complete calm, they added, "The most surprising part is that I did not decide to feel this deeply. It happened naturally, through ordinary moments that became extraordinary because their memory stayed." That sentence changed the room once more. Nobody smiled now. Nobody joked. Because everyone understood this had reached complete honesty. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. And just before the conversation ended, one final truth was spoken, the kind of truth that remains long after words end. Some people enter your life loudly and disappear quietly. But some arrive quietly and remain in places where even silence keeps repeating their name. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because even after that conversation ended, your name did not leave that room quickly. And the reason is simple: when someone is truly one of a kind, even silence continues speaking